So today I'm going to teach you the concept in calculus of limits. The first question is, what is the limit of a function? In calculus, the limits of functions is a concept concerning the behavior of the function or a function. And so what I mean by this is a concept concerning how a function is graphed or just generally where does a function go. Now, the second question is, what are limits used for? Limits are used to find trends in functions. And by this, I mean a trend or a limit is where the function generally seems to be going, or what value does it seem to be approaching. Here we have a function in blue graphed that is the function f of x. So, to get some practice on limits, we are going to find the limit of this function, which is f of x, as it approaches the x value 4. So we're trying to find the limit as it approaches this as the x value 4. Okay. So, when working with a limit, we are not concerned with what is defined at the x value 4. We're just concerned where does it seem to generally go as it gets closer and closer to 4. It can get infinitely closer as long as it's not the actual value 4. So it can be 3.9, 3.99, so on, or it could be 4.01 or 4.001 coming from the other direction. We're coming from both the left and the right. Okay. And so the limit will just be the y value as it approaches the x value 4. And we see that it generally seems to be approaching a little bit off, but it generally seems to be approaching the y value 3. So we would say that the limit of f of x is 3. Now, let's do another example. So here we have the function g of x. So, again, here we're trying to find what is the limit of the function g of x as it gets closer and closer to the y value, the x value here, 4. So, here, at the x value 4, the function g of x is actually not defined. But that's okay, because when finding the limit of a function, we are not concerned at what the function actually defines at that x value. We're just concerned generally where does it seem to be approaching. So although it's not defined, we can still find out the limit of this function as it gets infinitely closer to 4, but not exactly 4. And again, it seems to be the y value 3. So we would say that the limit of g of x is, again, 3. Because although it is not defined at the x value 4, the limit is still 3. Thank you.